Okay. Notebook. How are you going to define the object notebook?
Okay, so do you want me to explain the properties or
Yes, properties and behavior. Yeah, notebook.
writing, reading,
No. First, tell me the properties.
uh, like book name, book author, book price.
Notebook. Which you use, right? Every day, maybe in your class you use, right, to take the notes. So that is a notebook, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So what are the properties? Yeah. What is the properties? Notebook.
So
Mm-hmm.
so the so book type.
Okay. Then what will the values for the book type? What kind of book type?
Like whether it's ruled or
Hmm?
white.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Good.
Then
Very good. Yeah. What else? What is the next one?
book brand,
Yes. Perfect.
whether it's Navneet or classmate or something.
And what else?
The book price.
Correct. Okay. So type, brand, price. Okay. What else?
Yeah. And size. There's small or
Dimension,
large.
right? Dimension.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Anything else?
Those are the major things that we need to
Okay.
consider.
Perfect. And uh, what will be the your methods or behavior? What are the methods?
Like reading, writing.
Correct. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So I believe you are in right direction. Okay. So this is the more we proceed. Okay. Randomly, I'll every day I'll ask you that identify the classes objects. Okay. So that you will be more
Yeah.
familiar with that, and when you will be start doing project, okay, it will be just like everyday's activity. Okay. You don't have to
Yeah.
uh, trace, or you shouldn't be confused. Okay. So that's the main purpose of asking
Yeah.
these sort of questions every day. Okay. Now
Yeah. Okay.
we started with the Java, then we gone through the JVM, right? Okay. Now let me ask you the question. What is JVM?
Like Java virtual machine, which will converts the bytecode to class
What's
file.
okay? What is the purpose of JVM?
It's an interpreter, like converts the bytecode.
Mm-hmm. And what is
I
the
mean, it will read the code line by line,
what is bytecode?
zeros and ones, right?
What is bytecode?
I mean, that comes from the dot class file, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Then what is bytecode?
Like that is understandable by a machine, like it's like a machine code.
No, that bytecode is used to convert into the machine code, right? Bytecode
Yeah.
is not readable to the machine. Okay. It is a intermediate state. Okay. So
Okay.
note it down. Okay. And search in Google. Okay. What is bytecode?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is JIT?
I mean, just in time compilation, like
Yes. What is that?
that will search the method, like which method needs to run first.
Okay. Okay. So what it does?
Like that will like it will search the method, like which method needs to run first
From where?
from the JVM.
No. You see that diagram we drawn that day? First day, okay. So go here. That day too. Okay, right? We gone through.
I think from JRE it will.
No, 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 no. You're missing. Okay. So your just-in-time compiler. Okay. So just-in-time compiler basically read from your Java bytecode. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So just-in-time
Okay.
compiler is a part of your JVM, right? Yeah.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
it reads, right? Like, at that point of time, from where it has to start the execution. Okay. From where it has to start the execution. Maybe the class you write, maybe it has n number of methods. Okay. But as you know that main method is a start of execution, right? Main method may be calling
Yeah.
another method, and that another method is calling another method. Okay. So when we run this your Java application, right? Okay, when you launch that, your just-in-time compiler, it basically reads your Java bytecode file, that is dot class. Okay, extension of dot class, right? So in that
Yeah.
dot
Yeah.
class, that bytecode, all the instructions are there from where it has to start. Okay, which method is calling which method. So it reads. Okay, just-in-time compiler, it can starting from your bytecode file. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it takes the part of the code which to be executed at that moment of time. Okay, once it identify that, it takes, okay, and read one line at a time and convert them to the machine readable instructions. Okay, so what it is not, just in time compiler, it doesn't read it from JVM, it doesn't read it from the GRE. Okay, it reads the dot class file. Okay, so just in compiler, it decides from where your program execution will start. Okay, it decides at that
Okay.
moment which method will be executed, right? And it reads that part and interpret it line by line. Okay, and output is your machine instructions. Okay, and input is your bytecode. So keep in mind, the input for your just-in-time compiler is your bytecode and output is your machine instruction.
Okay.
Yeah, and the compiler, so its input is your nothing but your Java source code and output is bytecode.
Bytecode. Okay.
Okay, so this is the main purpose. Now, then we gone through all this, right? We gone through step by step, and you see, so now here it is more clear, right? Java source file, Java compiler, then we are getting the bytecode. Okay, Java bytecode, we are passing it to the runtime environment. Okay, so this is called your compile time environment. Okay, so the compile time environment, it starting from dot Java class to getting dot class. Okay, from dot Java to dot class. Okay, so this is whole stuff is called a compile time environment. Okay,
Okay.
so once you have this dot class means bytecode, right? So it is loaded when we load it in the runtime. Okay, when we run this application, right? So that is being read by your just-in-time compiler. Okay,
Yeah.
just-in-time compiler, it decides uh, uh, which part of your code or bytecode will be executed at that moment of time, and it reads that portions of the code, okay, out of all the contents there in the dot class, okay, and it converts that bytecode to the machine instruction, okay, in that machine instruction which your hardware understand, which your processor understand, okay. So this is what your just-in compiler does,
Yeah.
okay. So that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what will the task for you? Task will be to understand. Okay. Just ask the questions, right? Out of curiosity. Okay. So after going through the class, just understand. Okay. If you can visualize what we are going through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
ask the questions. You have a internet connection. Just do Google and get the answer. Okay. What is just-in compiler? What is bytecode? Okay. What is the structure of the bytecode? How the bytecode looks like? Okay. This is all. Okay, you just have to be more curious and you have to show, okay, I just want to learn it. Okay, right? So more questions you
Okay.
have, right? You can go through and you can Google it, get the answer, and if you have any doubt, then we can discuss it in our call. Okay, so
Okay.
you should have this kind of approach. Okay, so that you can learn very quickly. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to. Okay, so this is the things you have to master. Okay, whenever you are um, going through any topic, this is what you have to master.
Okay.
Okay, now features. Why? What are the different features of the Java? Number one is the platform independent. Okay, why is called Java platform independent? Because of the JVM. Okay, so
Yeah.
JVM basically makes Java platform independent. Okay, how? Because we know that JVM is the platform dependent. Okay, so if we have a Linux, we have Windows, we have Macintosh for each system, right? JVM is not the platform independent. Okay, and once we have the different JVM in different operating system, right? And when you are compiling the class, okay, when you are compiling the class and running it in the different platform, okay, that platform JVM understand, okay, what is this bytecode, and based on like what is your operating system, it accordingly converts your bytecode to the machine instruction. Okay, so there's a
Okay.
reason it is called that platform independent. The reason is you write your bytecode once, okay, you just compile your Java class once and give it to the JVM, okay, and JVM understand the bytecodes, okay, and after that, based on what OS it is, it outputs become, okay, that machine instructions with that particular operating system understand. Okay, why it is called portable? Because the compiled class you have, you can freely distribute it to the different environment. Okay, you don't have to
Yeah.
compile that again and create the dot class file. Okay, whatever the platform, okay, just create your dot class file once and give it to other environments like your Linux, your Windows, maybe your Macintosh, okay, whatever is there. Okay, so that's why it is called portable. Okay, why it is called distributable? Distributed, you can easily distribute it. Yeah, once you have dot
Okay.
class, you can easily
Yeah.
distribute it. Okay, once you are giving it to the client, right? Say you have developed some applications in the Java and you need to give it to the client. Okay, so to the client, it don't, if it has the runtime environment, okay, that client can easily run that. Okay, and next point is the security. So
Due to
once,
JVM.
yeah, right, so for the security, it has different policies are there. Okay, so when we'll go through that security part, we'll discuss all it. Okay, so one security is just like, have you seen the onion, right? Onion is like layered, right? Okay, in Java, the security is just like layered. Okay, so it has securities at the class level. Okay, it has security at the method level. Okay, it has a security like JAS authentications. Okay, JAS security is there, different policies are there. Okay, so now note it down.
Yeah.
Okay, just note it down. What are the why Java is called a secure? Okay, why Java is called secure?
Okay.
Yeah, and check what are the some security policies in Java. Okay, just Google it down and let me know what is your understanding.
Okay.
Yeah, now then yesterday class we gone through the data type. Okay, so we know the data types are two types, that one is primitive data type and second one is the reference data type. Okay, then
Yeah.
primitive data type is nothing but your numeric data type and non-numeric data type. Okay, non-numeric data types are like boolean. Okay, and returning the address. Yeah, and then numeric data types nothing but your integral types and floating point
Float.
types. Okay, integral
Yeah.
types is byte, short, int, long, and character, right? And floating
Yeah.
point nothing but your float and double, right?
Float and double.
Yeah. Similarly for the reference type, okay, any class type, interface type, array type. Okay, and
Yeah.
another type is there, nothing is called the enum. Okay, so in Java 1.5, new type been added which is called the enum. Okay, which is called the enum type. Okay,
Okay.
so what is that enum type? Let me show you that. Okay, so another features we see that compiled and interpreted. Okay, some of the features of the Java is it is a compiled and interpreted. Okay, because why it is called so? Because compile means you first compile it and get your .class file from the .java, and then just in time interpreter, right? Just in time compiler. Okay, so it basically reads your compiled class, okay, bytecode, and interpret one by line by line. Okay, Java is platform
Okay.
independent portal. Okay, we already explained why it is. Java is object oriented, right? Because it follows the object oriented
Yeah.
principle. Okay, it is robust
Yeah.
and secure. Okay, easy to learn.
Secure. Yeah.
Okay, right, and it is secure because different layers, it has different security policies. That's why it is secure, easily distributable. It is simple, simple and small and familiar because it takes the syntax are from C and C++. Okay, that's the reason it is easy to learn. It is simple. Okay, it is multi-threaded and interactive. Okay, its performance is high. It depends, like, definitely we have the multi-threaded that helps the to increase the performance. Yeah,
Yeah. Hyper.
and then the data type we're talking about. Okay, so uh, okay, so that that primitive data type and non-primitive. Okay, and then reference type. Another data type we have Java 5 and above is nothing but enum data type.
You know.
Yeah, have you heard this about enum?
No, I haven't heard it.
Not heard? Okay, so okay, uh, so uh, f- um, So enum is added in the Java 5 onwards, okay? In is added, okay? Java 5. Enum is added in Java 5. Hmm.
Okay.
Enum is added in Java 5. Okay, what is that? So it is nothing but your data type that contains a fixed set of constants. It is data type that contains fixed set of constant. Okay, what is that? So just like your week,
Debit
right?
card.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? It has a fixed
Mhm.
constant. Yeah. Then again the directions, right? So north, south, east,
Yes.
west, right? Number of months, right? January,
Correct.
February, March, April to December,
Yes.
isn't it?
Mhm.
Season, right? Four
Correct.
season, winter, spring, summer, fall. Okay. So this is
Yes.
the new
Mhm.
data type. Okay. When we'll do the example, we'll see how can be done.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the new data type. Okay. So you have to just make a note and search in Google and then check it. Okay. What it is, why, how to use that. Okay. And this is included in the Java 1.5.
Okay.
Then we gone through the um the looping, right? So in the looping, if else, okay, ternary operator in the in Java, uh, Java 5 onwards, okay. So new form of the loop, some new forms of the loop are added, right? So enhance for loop, okay. For each loop is added, right, in the Java 1.5, okay. So we'll go when we'll go do the collections iterations, we'll use that how to use that enhance for loop, okay. But for now, we note it down how to use that, what is the new enhancement in the Java 5, okay. So it is the enhance for each loop, okay. Then we have the new enhancement
Okay.
in the Java 7 for the switch, okay. Normally switch case and, okay, if you have switch, then you have the expression, okay, expression and the case one, what is the, if it is match, then it gets executed, okay. Case 2 match executed, case 3 match executed, okay. So
Yeah.
by default, normally the expression, okay, so the expression, it normally takes the byte sort char, okay, and then or
Yeah.
convertible
Okay.
integer, okay. So this was prior to your Java 5, okay. In the Java 5, switch also accept the enum type, okay, and in the Java 7 onwards, it accept the string, okay. So here I have given one example, okay, that how uh, uh, enum could be used in the switch statement, okay. We'll do the assignments and we'll do the hands-on, okay. And then in the Java
Okay.
7
Yeah.
onwards, we can pass the string in the switch statement, okay. So this is how we are going through that different version of the Java and what is added there, right? So if somebody is asking
Yeah.
what's new in Java, then in, for now we know that enhance switch case, right? Enhance switch case, right? Means switch case can accept the enum, isn't it? Then enhance for loop,
Okay.
okay? For each is there, right? Like this, many others points are there. Gradually, when we'll go through, okay, all these related chapters, then we'll discuss, okay, in this chapter or in these areas, what's been added in Java 5 or Java 6 or Java 7 or Java 8, okay. But
Okay.
for you, you
Yeah.
have to be exploratory, okay, search in Google, okay, what are the new features in Java 5, what are the new features added in Java 6, okay, so that you will have the advanced knowledge, okay. Before we start the class, we should know what is being added.
Okay. So the difference between Java 5, 6, and
No, it is not the
6,
difference.
7.
See, it is not the difference, okay. New features are added, right? Just like you see when you have mobile application or Android, right? Some new features already been every 2-3 months. You will see some new features being added to the OS. It is
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Got it. So for every 3 months you will get an updates.
Yeah, not necessarily 3 months. Okay, so maybe like that. Okay, but this is what you have.
Yes. Okay. So whenever we will get an update, we will like they're going to add new features.
Yeah,
So, okay. So as same Java does, right?
correct. Yeah.
Okay. So you just want me to check the what are the new features from Java 5 and Java 6, right?
No. What I shown you, say we gone through that area, right? That looping stuff. Okay. In the looping
Yeah, yeah.
area, in Java 5, what is the addition? Okay. In looping
Okay.
area, we see that switch case being modified. Okay. New features been added to the switch case, isn't it? In case of
Yeah.
for loop, for each loop is added in Java 5. Okay. Similarly, in Java 7, okay, switch case is also again modified. Okay. It accepts the string now. Okay. So these are the new features. Just like these, we have many. Okay. Just like
Okay.
these, we have many.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So what I'm expecting is till today, whatever we'll be doing, right? You have to just revise it from the Kathis. Okay. The notes you see it here,
Okay.
all this PPT. Okay. So this PPT, we just derived it from the Kathis. So we just follow the Kathis. Okay. And we'll get all the details.
Okay. Yeah, I will take a look
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay. Now, today
Yeah.
we'll go to the data type. Something is called the arrays. Okay. So what are the
Okay.
arrays?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, when we work with any Java program, okay, when we work with any Java program, um, we basically process the data. Okay. When you say the data, we read the data for now from the keyboard, right? So maybe we are reading some the string, or we are uh, doing the summation. Okay, doing some mathematical calculation like sum, addition. Okay, subtraction, then we read the values, right? We'll need to take the input, and we need to store it somewhere, right? So just like variable, okay, we have the variable to store the values. Similarly, we have the arrays. Okay, if we have the values corresponding to a multiple values, okay, corresponding to a variable, okay, we need to store it somewhere. Okay, so that it will be easy to access. Okay, it will be easy to access. Okay, so that's the purpose of the array. Okay, some of the array. Okay, so now when we are talking about the array, we basically normally store the homogeneous kind of data in a array data structure. Okay, what do you mean by that?
Okay.
Homogeneous type means, say, number of uh, okay, say number of states. Okay, so for example, I want to store the number of states in India. Okay, so let me open a class. Okay, say I need to store, okay, all the states, right? Okay, so what do we do? State's name. Okay, so state name is maybe say Maharashtra. Okay, this is a one state. So if we need to store the Maharashtra, it is a string type, right? So what I could do, string, okay, state one equals to Maharashtra, right?
Yes.
Okay, then maybe I need to store another state, say Delhi.
Same string as to
Okay, instead Delhi. Similarly for other states, okay, we need to store the other state, say uh, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, I need to store another state. Okay, I need to store another state, say Telangana, states of Telangana. Okay, I need to another state, say it is West Bengal. Okay, West Bengal. So now, what is the problem with this? The problem is if you need to list out, say, what are the number of states. Okay, so what I have to do? We have to know the all the variables, right? Instead of doing that, what I should do is if I know the value of all the values, okay, are homogeneous means same type, right? So here all the values are string type. So what we'll do, I'll instead of taking the different variable, okay, I'll take a array, okay, I'll declare an array. So string,
string s equal to
yeah,
brackets,
so
then
okay,
we'll call in the
okay,
same.
right, so new string, okay, so new string, and I need to put a size. Okay, so whatever, right? 30 states is there,
Yeah.
we'll put the size, right? Then what we'll do? I will then assign the value. Okay,
So st dot
so right, so 0
st
equals
dot
to hmm, Maharashtra. Okay,
same.
yeah. Similarly,
Even we can
yeah,
even like we can assign, we can take a flower flag like the brackets, and we can assign
correct. Yeah,
all in
okay,
one column, right?
you are right. Okay, so this is first we declare, then we are assigning the value, right? So so this will help you. Okay, so st, okay, 1 2. Okay, just like this we can do this. Similarly, in another way, what we could do, we can just declare and assign at the single line. Okay, we can declare and assign in a single line. Hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, just like this, we can do this.
So the limit should not exceed 30, right?
What happened? Okay, already there. Okay, yeah. So now, no, when we are declaring like this, right? So there is no boundary, right? You can put it whatever we number, right? But when you are declaring and mentioning the size, okay, so
Yeah.
from here you can go up to the 29, right? So length will be 30 and index will start from 0 to 29. Okay, so
Okay.
when we are storing the data in the array, okay, it index starts from 0.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we are declaring it, okay, and mentioning the length, okay, maximum um, we can give the 0 to 29, right? But when you are doing this, then we can mention in the unlimited, right? So we can put it anything else, okay? So uh, just like this, right? So we have a string. Similarly, we can have the array of int, okay? So how to do this? So int,
Yeah.
okay? So int, okay? So it is slow, just a minute. It is running very slow. Okay, just let me close all this stuff. It is coming very slow. Okay, so now if I similarly we can create the int array equals to new
New int.
okay, so this is how we can create the int array, right? Similarly we can also create the reference array, right? Just like we have account, right? So okay, so now account. Okay, so account.
ఇక్కడ నేను స్టార్ తెలుసా టెన్నిస్ బాల్ నీకు అతను కొట్టలేదు కదా కొట్టలేదు So are you creating the object for the account? Hello.
Yeah, please tell what are you saying.
So are you creating any object for the
Sorry, what is that?
object? Are you creating object for the account?
Yeah, no, so we are creating the array of type account, just like we see here, right? That sorry, yeah, so we just like here we have created the array of string, right? Okay, so this will be used to store the string. Here we have created the array to store the int, right? And here we have created the array to store the objects of the accounts. Clear?
Okay.
This line is clear.
I'm just confused about the second line. That line.
Which one?
The second line. The account
Yeah, okay.
ACC.
Okay. So, okay. So what this line is doing, okay, let me add the line number. Okay. So this line number 20 is used to store the your int value, right? Yeah, integer value, right?
Yeah.
So
Integer
integer
values, yeah.
0 will be say 100. Okay. Similarly, if I store this value,
So like that we can add 10
correct.
array values,
Yeah.
right? 10
Okay.
integer
Right.
values.
Yeah. Right. Similarly, this line is used to store the account type, okay, account reference, right? So just like, here we have the string array to store the string. Here we have the int array to store the int, right? Here we have the account array to store the account, right? So put it there, 0, okay, 0 equals, sorry, 0 equals to new, uh, new account, okay? So this is used to store the account objects, right?
Yeah.
1 equals to account objects, okay?
Same as it can store up to 10, right?
Huh? Right,
Same
up to
as
10,
this
right?
account.
Okay. Now, what does it mean? It means, okay, so now let me give you one example, right? Form fill up example. Okay, so say you have um, uh, you have applied for your masters. Okay, you have applied for MS. Okay, so like this, you have to fill up the form. Okay, so you fill the form and I say take the printout. So what will happen? You will get a form, right, with all the required details, and you take the printout. So you see the physical form, right? So you can visualize this is an object of the admission form. Okay, so your physical form,
Okay.
nothing but the object of your admission form, right? Just like your n number of say 100 friends have done the same thing, right? So what you have? Objects, 100 objects, right? Each object is nothing but the field form of each candidate.
Okay.
Yeah. So each form nothing but the field with the values, right? Name, address, okay, marks, CRE scores, isn't it? All blah blah stuff, okay, are there in your
Yeah.
form, right? So each form is nothing but the objects of that instance admission form. Okay, now you collect all these 100 form and put it in a file, right?
Okay.
So you can visualize that file is a array of admission form, right? You don't mix it, right? So you, if you say 100 applicants, right? So you shouldn't mix the 100 applicants form, right, with any other documents, right? Otherwise it will it will make the life miserable when you need to search, isn't it? So you can visualize,
Okay.
if you are putting all these 100 forms, field of forms, hard copy in a file, okay, then the file is, you can see it as a array of the forms, okay.
Okay.
Now you have a bank passbook, right? So you have bank account, okay. So you have the bank passbook, okay. So now if you take the 100 passbook of 100 customers and put it in a drawer, so the drawer is nothing but the array of 100 passbook, right? And the passbook, it has the template, and then when it was filled, when the passbook, when it was filled, okay, it is nothing but the instance of the passbook for one customer or each customer, okay. Similar to this is what we did at the line number 23, 24 and 25, okay. Your 23, line number
Mhm.
23 is nothing but the your file, okay, big file, okay, or the folder we have
Yeah.
created of 10 size, okay, so that we can put the 10 objects, okay, means 10 form,
Yes. Yes.
and we are placing them at index 0, index 2, index 1, okay. So when you say the array, it is the used to hold the homogeneous object, okay. So all the accounts are normally similar of nature, right? All the field of form is a similar on nature.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the main purpose of having the array. The main purpose of the array is to store the homogeneous objects. Okay. Keep in mind the purpose of the array is to store the homogeneous object. Okay. Purpose of the array is to store the homogeneous object.
Okay. Store the homogeneous.
Okay. So this is the one dimension array.
Yeah.
Similarly, to how to access them, we access them by iterating it, right? So to its length. Okay. So int, right? Say array, this take this one.
Hello.
Okay. So now we want to print this value or iterate this value. Okay. How to do that? Then we need to know the size. Okay. So for example, take this one. Okay. So st size or st length, right, equals to this dot, okay, sd dot length. You see? So this is how you get the length, okay? Once you have this, you
Yeah.
run a for loop, okay? For int I equal to 0, I less than st length, right? Okay? I plus plus, okay? Then you print it, right? System.out.println, okay? sti,
Okay.
okay? So this is how we are basically traversing the, this is how we are basically traversing your array, right? So when we need to print
Oh,
something and go to one index to another, we have to start from 0, okay? So what will happen? Let's print it.
so I less than st length means it will calculate the string length.
Which one?
Line number 28.
No, line number 27 is doing the length, okay? So now if you print out, okay, see, so check the length, okay? So if print it, let's see what it does.
Yeah, we did not give any value, right? So that's the reason
Yeah,
it's printing null.
yeah. Okay. So it is length is 30. Where is the length? st. What is st? St is here, right? St length is 30, right? Okay. So there's a length is
Mhm.
30. So this loop starts from 0 to 29. Okay. Length is 30. This is the first three elements it is printed. Okay. So
Mhm.
now if I start the index from 1, so what will be printed then? Instead of 0, if I start from 1, what will be printed?
Mm.
What will be printed? If I start from the 1, this is your st, it will start print from Delhi.
From Maharashtra, yeah. From one it's Delhi, yeah.
See? So it starts from the Delhi, right? So always 0th index means your start index. Okay? Your 0
Yeah,
index means
first
your
time.
start index. Okay? And if you see the length is 30, right? But we have only 0, 1, 2. First three elements, okay? Only the first three elements are filled up, right? So remaining elements are null. Why? Because when you create the array of particular type, okay, it is by default assigned with the default value, right? As it is a string type, so it is assigned by the default value null, right? So now here we have a 10, right? So if I do the same thing in case of integer array, so the default uh, value is the 0, okay? For in default value is 0, okay? So first two element as 100 and 101, okay? So in 2 to 9 it will be 0, okay? So now if I do the same thing for this one, let's see what it prints.
In this, mm, 10.
Yeah, so what will be printed here now? Tell me what will be printed.
There, just a minute. I think 10.
Hmm?
Um,
Okay, so which, okay, what this line number 29 will print? Trend, right? Because its length is 10th, right?
mm,
Maximum size. Okay, what this line will be
yeah.
printing? How the line 32 will be printing?
32. I could. Integer of I.
Hmm?
Mm, just a minute. Maybe 9.
Hmm?
I think 9. AR of int AR of I.
No.
So have you declared anywhere AR of I value? I think you haven't declared
Okay, now see.
I.
Start from 0. See? So what I did? I Okay, so this is the 10 length, right? Then I am just traversing this array, right? I am traversing this array,
Yeah.
right?
So okay. 0 in the sense 100. Okay. Start from 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 0 is nothing but
100,
100,
101.
okay, and 1 is nothing but 101, right? And the remaining is printing the 0, correct?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. How many printed? 1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5,
we
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
how this 101 printed here? I'm just having
Why not?
question.
This is what we did, right? See, you have assigned, na?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what we have done. Okay. So for example, okay, so we don't have it, right? So I'm just commenting out, right? So we declare an array, okay, we assign the values, right? We assign the values
Mm-hmm.
and it is printing here. We're just traversing it till the length, yeah, and printing one by one.
Okay.
Clear or not clear?
Yeah. Clear.
Okay. So now you tell me I need to declare one double array. So what should I write?
Double.
Double array of double type. It will store the array of double value. It will store the array of double value. So what should I write? How to declare that?
Mm,
How to declare a double
like
array?
double off something. Like double off.
Hmm. Hmm. Right? The array
Yeah.
equals to new
New
double.
double. That's it. New double.
Okay, say 5 or 4. Right? So this is how we
So
create double array. Right? So now I
yeah.
need to assign this value. Okay, so ERR starts from the
DRR
0th index.
of 0.
Okay, always starts from the 0 index.
Yeah.
Double means
Yeah.
1,
0.
borrow,
0 to
12, right? Whatever, I can put anything, right? D error,
0 to 4.
yeah. So 1,
0 to 3. Sorry.
right? You're right. 0 to 3, correct. You're right. Okay. Then okay, dot 0 0, right? Fine. So this is how we can do this. And similarly, you can just you can just check the length. What is this length? Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you can print the index, right? Corresponding to the value corresponding to that index, right? Okay, so I
Yeah.
just need to 1, okay, and the array,
DRA dot length
right? Okay, the array dot
and
length,
ST length 1 in the
yeah,
system dot out dot container.
so it will print the length.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
if I do this, what will happen? If I do this line, right, what will happen? Line number 43.
Line number 41 you are asking?
No, you see here I have I just want to print it the D array, right? Okay, so I know I need to traverse from 0 to D array length. Okay, but here I
Okay,
haven't
okay.
changed it. So what will happen if I try to run
Oh,
it?
so you haven't changed, like
Yeah,
you just keep it like ST dot length. You, I
right,
think you need to change it to
right.
DRR.
Yeah, but if you don't do, what will happen? You see, So you will get the array index out of
exception.
bound exception. Why? Because the size is 4, but
4 and there it is 10,
yeah,
right?
so after beyond 4 it will not have anything, right? So that's the reason you will
Okay.
get this, okay? Similarly, if I start it from the -1, okay, index which knows it starts from 0, but we start it from the -1, right? Similarly, your lower bound will start to access from the -1, okay? Again, it will give you the array index out of bound exception, okay? So you get the array index out of bound exception if you would like to access the elements beyond the boundary, okay? If you would like to access the element beyond the boundary, okay?
Okay.
So you have to be careful, right? So you can't store just like, or if you here the size 4, right? So what will happen if I do this,
Uh, so
okay?
it will just print 0 and 1.
Or hold on, if I do like this, what will happen?
Yeah, so obviously it will go to exception, out of bound exception. Why?
Right, okay.
Because,
Yeah, maximum index is 3, right? So I am just trying to access it in the 4,
yeah,
right?
so you
So
have
if
the
I,
fourth value. So,
yeah, okay. So it will give you the exception, right?
yes.
Okay. So you have to keep in mind, okay. So maybe you are already familiar with this, but you have to keep in mind when you are putting the elements, creating the arrays, you have to make sure you don't cross.
Yeah.
Okay, clear so far?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, perfect. Now, similarly, just way we created 1D array, okay. Now we can also have the 2D array, okay. So now let me search the Google, okay. So now Google is the right guy to get that. So now arrays of arrays is nothing but 2D array, okay. Array of array nothing but your 2D array. What do you mean by that? Okay, say uh, your admission, okay, the example I was giving is the admission, right? So you have 100 applicants in the same class, okay. They have
Mhm.
filled up the 100 forms, okay, and 100 forms is kept in one folder, okay. So now one folder is nothing but your array of 100 filled up form, okay. So your folder is nothing but your array of 100 forms,
Yeah.
yeah. Now say for another subject, okay, so now another set of students are there for another subject, okay. So
Okay.
again it has say another students, 100 students, so those 100 formed is filled up for that particular subject and kept it in another folder, right? So you have two folders now, okay. One folder is
Okay.
having one set of people, okay, or one set of field of form. You shouldn't mix it, right? So once you have say 10 class, okay, so 10 different subjects, right? So you have 10 different folder, each folder having the details of the students corresponding to that class, okay. And if you are putting
Okay.
it 10 folders in another big folder, okay. So I will say that big folder is nothing but the array, okay, of the folders, right? And each folder is nothing but the array of forms, okay. So then big folder you can say it the two-dimensional array, okay. Two-dimensional array is nothing but the array of array, Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So two-dimensional array, to be more specific, it is an array of 1D array. Okay. 3D array is nothing but array of 2D arrays. Okay. 4D array is nothing but the arrays of 3D array. Okay. So this is
Okay.
how
Yeah.
we create the dimension. Okay. So now let me create it. Okay. So what we'll do, let me take a fresh. I am creating a new class. Okay. I believe if I write it here, it will be more easier, you know. Okay. So want to say I want to create a 2 dimension array, okay, of string type. So, okay, so what I'll do, I'll create a string array, right? I'll create a string array. Say array 1 equals to new array, new string, right? Hmm? So I'm creating a new string of, fine. So new string of
Yeah.
say 5 or 3, right? Similarly, I can create another array. Okay, I have created another array 1, array 2, array 3. Okay, each of size, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So each 1D array, and I want to store the name of the students, right? So this array, say array of CS students. Okay, so this is the array of say mechanical students. Okay, this is the array of electronic students, right? This is an array of say chemical engineering students. Okay, this is array of civil engineering students. Okay, so what I'll do, I will put it. Okay, I put it the name CS student, say Abhishek. Okay, similarly, okay, so 0, right? We will start from index 0, then similarly index 1, okay, index 2, right? So it is 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So it is Abhinav. Okay, another C balloon. Okay, so similarly you can also fill it up this, right? We can have the array of different name of the student from the different stream. Now you would like to store all these arrays, okay, all together. What will do, then I'll create a string array of arrays. Okay, I'll create the array of arrays. Okay, so say double array of students, right? Array of students equals to new array, right? New string. Okay, and it is a student array. Okay, so how many elements we have? 1,
4. Like 3.
2, 3, 4, 5, right? We have to 5 branches, isn't it?
Oh
Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. 5.
5, right? What is the size of it? 3. So 5
3.
3. Okay, so it means it will store the,
Oh, okay.
okay, add 5 arrays, each of having length of 3.
Okay.
Fine. So this is how we are doing this. Okay, so now then how we are going to store this, right? So now if I need to store this value, right, so what I'll do, okay, so array 0, right, is your array CS1, right? Similarly, okay, so similarly
So
0
string of
1
double.
2, okay, 3, 4, sorry, 4 and 5.
Yeah. What's up? So
Okay, so it will go to 0 to 4. Fine. So this is how we should do this. Okay, so let me take it from there. Okay, so I'll take this and put it there. Class multi-d. Okay, and then paste it here. We just take it, we paste it here. Sorry, we have to remove this. Okay, fine. So we created a array of arrays. Okay, so this is a 2D arrays how we create it. Okay, now to access your uh, um, to access your 2D array, you need to run a for loop. Okay, so you need the two for loop. Okay, so how this looks like when we have this 2D array, right? So how these elements are stored. Okay, elements are stored like your matrix form.
yeah.
Okay, so when you have stored this array, you need to store it in a matrix form. Okay, so what will be the matrix form? Then you see how many elements it has. It is a 5 cross 3 matrix, right? So
Five.
5
Yeah.
rows and 3 column, right? Okay, so
Yeah. So
one
for all the two dimensional like multi-dimensional arrays, we need to do like the same thing.
for 2-dimensional array, right? So 2D array is nothing
Yeah.
but your 2D array is nothing but your 2-dimensional array. Okay,
Yeah.
so here I have the 5 rows, right? So 5 array
Five rows
elements are
and three
there, right? So
columns.
it is a 5 cross 3 5
Eight.
cross 3 matrix. Okay,
Yeah.
it is nothing but your 5 cross 3 matrix. Okay, so comma, right? So okay, right? So when I say like this, so like the matrix is you, right? So another, Okay, see how this is the rows 0, so 0, okay, 0 0, 0 0 0, okay, 0 1, okay, 0 2, right? And here this will be 1, right? 1
Starting with
2,
one there.
right?
Two.
3 and 4, right? 0 0 is 0, this is 1, this is 1, right? This is 2, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 3, this is 4, this is 4, right? So okay, so 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 2, right? Similarly you have 2 0 2 1 and 2 2, right? Then you have 3 0 3 1 and 3 2, okay? Then you have 4 0 4 1 and 4 2, okay? And what do when we are doing this, right? So what will happen? Okay, so your 0 0 element is nothing but OV, okay? So at 0 0 element, what will be stored? Here it will be stored OV, okay? Here what will be stored? It will here it will be stored your OV node, okay? Okay, and 0 1 2 what will be stored? The baron will be stored, okay? So baron will be stored, right? Similarly here what will be stored? The elements of this array, the elements of this array will be stored second line, elements of this array will be third line, elements of this array will be fourth line, okay? As this is nothing, right? No value is there, so it will be assigned by null, okay? Default value is null because we haven't assigned anything, right? So default value will be assigned by null. Similarly we can put it, right? So now how to traverse this? Okay, so normal way to traverse any matrix, right? If you want to traverse any matrix, so we have to traverse by rows and by column, right? So we need to traverse by rows. Okay, how many rows we have? 5. So we need a for loop, right? So for int I equals to 0, right? I less than 4, right? Then I plus plus, right? So this is how we'll be traversing the rows. Then I need to traverse the column. So another for I equals to j equals to 0, right? J, j less than what is that? 4 3, right? And j plus plus. Okay. If we do this, okay, so for each iteration of I, it will go multiple times. Okay, so this is how we'll be getting 0 0 0 1 0 2, right? 1 0 1 1 1 2. Okay, 2 0 2 1 2. Okay, so this is how we'll be traversing, right? So if we do the system dot out dot println, and we'll just print it, right? So what is the name? Double array, right? Okay, I and j, okay? So this value will be printed, right? This is how we accessing the value, right? Similarly we can do the declaration and initialization in a single line, okay? Just we did in case of your 1D array, right? So here if you see, you in a single line we just did it, right? You see, what is that? Here,
Yeah.
yeah. So just like this we can also do this, right? So how that can be done? So my 2D array, okay, so okay, so
The-
equals to second bracket, we write it in a second bracket, right? Right,
Yeah.
and in the second bracket we have the array of arrays, okay? So this is how we write the array, right? Tree, how many rows are there? 5, right? So these, right? So isn't it? And your first dimension array is nothing but what? You have these three elements, right? OV, Abhinav, and OV. Then you have Abhinav, okay, and then you have Barun, okay. Similarly, we can field it for other values, right? So this is how we normally write the two-dimensional array, okay. Clear so far?
Yeah. Okay.
Fine. So what you have to do is, now you have to understand that two-dimensional, three-dimensional, four-dimensional arrays. Okay. So more will do this. Okay. So your homework will be, you on the pen and paper. Okay. Take your the pen and paper and write your three-dimension array. Right. And tomorrow you will show me. Okay. This is how we are having this three-dimensional array. Okay. Done. So make a note. Right. So
So
yeah.
I need to write an example on three-dimensional array. Is that
Correct. You
right?
have to give the example, right? I had given you the live example of 1D array, just like admission form, okay, in your class and in your college, right? Similarly, you have to give me the example of three-dimensional array, okay, with a live example and in the Java also. So this will be your homework, okay. You have to also write the code, okay. So I'll give you the hints. So as we know, one dimensional array, to access the 1D array, you need one for loop, right? To access the each element of the 2D array, you need the two for loop, okay. To access the 3D array, you need the three for loop, okay. So number of dimension you are increasing, accordingly your number of for loop is also getting increased.
Yeah. So I think I will get three for loops, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I will work on the example like three-dimensional array. Like, I mean, like I need to explain in the
Yeah.
real-time scenario, and then
Right.
I need to write an
Yeah.
example, right?
And also see whatever the assignments we are doing, right? All the assignments we
Yeah.
need to update in Excel, right? For the tracking purpose. Okay. Because after 2 months, okay, we'll be continuing these after 2 months, right? Okay. So we just until unless we are putting it, we shouldn't know what is doing it, right? Because we are
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
going to,
Okay.
yeah, we are also going to conduct the exam regularly, right?
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you have to take the exam. Okay, so I'll tell you from where to take. Maybe uh, you have what is that, Java brain bench is there. Okay, brain bench is there, right? So you can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will make a note by tomorrow, and I will update in the Excel sheet as well.
Okay, okay, so this is what we have done so far, right? So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so now next point is, now next point is the package. Okay, so
Actually, can we continue the next topic tomorrow?
Oh, okay, that's fine. It is too late. What is the time now?
At 12:30, like I haven't ate any food. I just came out and.
Oh, okay, okay, fine. No problem, okay? So tomorrow, maybe,
Are you free? And are you free today evening, like
today evening, yes.
maybe
Today
around?
evening to morning, I am free.
Yeah, okay. I can attend the class today evening, and I will work on this assignment maybe, and I will show the assignment by tomorrow evening, like the same time.
Yeah, fine. Okay, assignments you have to give it tomorrow, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And um, and then we'll meeting then tomorrow morning your time, okay?
Okay. Yeah, at what time are you free? Like I will ping you.
Maybe my 9:30 or 10.
9:30 or 10. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Okay. I will
let me
ping
know
you.
if you have any other plan, okay?